talk to those people out there about that?
No,
Maybe we ought to.
just throwing it out to you guys to see, whether to go any farther with it. So this is just to let you know right now what's coming in at.
Can we get an
Now,
idea?
I'm sorry, but when you say talk to those people out there, the ones at the subdivision, the folks that live out there would like to have the sidewalk so they can get their kids and everybody back in town and stay off the highway.
Was the sidewalk initially supposed to be set behind that subdivision to come up to, I think, Water Street at one time?
Yeah, it makes it twice as long or 2.5 times as long.
But there's no IDOT to deal with it.
That's correct. But this is a straight shot, it's a shorter distance, so.
I guess I'm thinking about encompassing, that Water Street into that subdivision. That's good, because the Water subdivision does, the land does come up to that, correct?
Yes.
And there has been that thought of
Clear
bringing
over
it
High
out
Street.
there.
Mhm.
So maybe the preliminary is to, think of that too, and also maybe see what the cost would be.
And
also talk to.
And I have, a little bit of the feedback that I got is people walking out through there when it's planted in corn and the isolation of, what could happen out there in the dark. We're not gonna have street lights. So I did get some feedback on some of that. So, and then I went this avenue to get a price. So this is a price, this is letting you know. Andy came in and said that, he thought that there was a problem back in the office, and he'd been having some headaches, and some of the other guys had been talking, and got looking back in there. When it rains cats and dogs, the water comes off the roof and it runs into the office back there. There's actually mold that's growing back there on the walls. So got a hold of Danny Shuffler here in town. He's going to change the guttering and the downspout back there, so it just doesn't dump on the ground and get it out here on the city street. Then we're gonna have to investigate how to get that drywall out there, pull that insulation out, and try to get rid of that mold. There is an annexation agreement for South Park that has been prepared. I'll bring that to you. It came in after the agenda was done. I'll bring that to you at the next meeting for you to look at, consider.
I'll bring a map too and show them what it's going to, where the contingency is.
Okay. And the last thing that you see there is that I have had some conversations with a contractor who wants to build new houses out at the subdivision. He's very interested about 4 houses, 5 houses. They'd like to have a model house using some furniture from K&S Furniture, set it up for display. He's very interested in it, and I've contacted him with some people financially that might be able to assist him. So, be nice to get some houses built.
Is it the same contractor that was before?
No.
Any questions to the city manager and or his report?
On the rest area problem we're having here, if we do not get it resolved, they don't want to feed in, does the city have to have them come into ours, have the sewer come into us?
I believe that if you go back and look, that there were agreements signed by, it might have been Mayor Miller years ago, and we are to provide them with services for sewer and water both. But that would be a little researching to make sure on that.
I think it is.
On the sidewalk issue, I guess I'm drawing a blank here. The city, or the IDOT right away, I think it was like 18 foot or something on the edge years ago, whatever it was.
Well, they actually measure from center line.
Center line.
Yes.
The sidewalk, I guess I'm trying to picture where would it go through repairing the property is, because them and Maxwell's trees come across the ditch. Would actually have to get up there on their property for the sidewalk. Do we have to talk to them too?
From what I saw, well, if it's on IDOT right away, then it,
Yeah.
Obviously, they need to know that if it's something that you decide to do. But down in through that area, there's that large fence and all that has overgrown. It looks like on the back side of the ditch that there would be room for a 4-foot sidewalk to go right down through there. So it'd just be in there, it just looks like it'd be a matter of shading some of that back, cutting it correctly, and there's where the sidewalk would go. Now, there again, it hasn't been designed packed,
Right,
so
right.
it's just all ideas.
Right. For the people that's out there, that's why it's close.
Right, and maybe, maybe you don't wanna spend that kind of money on sidewalk, so I don't know how much it would be used. I have seen, the day that I took the engineer out there were, two little kids riding their bicycle down Route 54, so.
Any other questions to the city manager's report? Which direction would the council like to see the city manager go in regards to the sidewalk?
I'd like to see a sidewalk out there, but I don't be real leery about tearing up, these people's
Right.
whatever.
You know, even though it is right away, and there is a legal right to go and do that.
You can go, and there again, and I don't know, Rick's here, maybe it's such a thing that we could get a couple lights back in there. If we went back in through that field, I think that people would feel a lot safer. Because there again, I don't know if kids are gonna use it, who's gonna be using it if it's back through the fields.
Well, I like that idea too, because they've been kind of wanting a walking path, and maybe we can make it a little better than 4 foot.
Are you looking at a cost much greater than 60,000? I mean,
Have to start getting some measurements.
double.
Yeah, probably.
So you're talking $120,000 or more with lights.
Is there room for a sidewalk north of the highway there? That's my question, without
From
tear.
From the way it looked, and when I had someone with me from Farnsworth and Wiley, Farnsworth Group, they thought that there was, yes. They have but they have the plans from IDOT, so it appeared that, yes, there was. The email that I got was, do you want to go any farther with this? Do you want to try something else? And I told them that this was something that had been talked about, I've been wanted before, and so I'm just trying to follow up on just one of those open projects.
Correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm hearing is a major objection is that we get at least the approval of those homeowners on Route 54, correct?
I think I'm gonna talk to them.
So, as in regards to direction, I recommend that we, at least for now, give Larry direction to speak with those homeowners and to at least get their feedback on this. If it's a go there, then, we can discuss this further. If it's not, we can also discuss possibly going West Street direction, so. Council,
That's fine.
very good. All right. Any non-agenda items and other business?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
First of all, you had said, you said something here in your statement about how much the sidewalks used. It really makes no difference how much the sidewalks used. Should be sidewalks every place. I'm gonna go over on William Street, where they replaced that bridge. Now, maybe you weren't a part of that. I don't understand why they replaced the bridge the way they did. They didn't put guardrails up, do an open box culvert or something, made it somewhat like it was going back, because it's a piece of crap as far as I'm concerned. Took the sidewalk bridge out. I don't know why that was done. I think that needs to be put back in. I know on Main Street, if it hadn't been for one construction worker that was from here and said, I think they want to have a sidewalk back in there, they don't want that bridge taken out, because they took that out. And they changed things around. Now, I was just after I got out. but-
And there wasn't gonna be any guardrail on Main either.
That's right.
And I argued about guardrail. No, design, I didn't have anything to do with the design. That was between, there again, someone else and the county highway engineer.
But nonetheless,
And then that project went on for a long time. When I came in, there was a question raised about sidewalk, and you're not supposed to put sidewalk on. Because it's not designed to have sidewalk, and it's not designed to have guardrail,
Okay.
then the county engineer, and this is who it came from, Willard, the county engineer said, when you start altering the design of how it's intended to be, you raise a liability.
oh my God, the liability's there right now.
Well, that's
I
my thought.
think the
That's
thing
why
of it
I'm
is,
not-
okay, well, my point is this, Larry, why don't we look at doing something about that? We're through with the engineer.
This
We
was,
had to take that taken care of, and also the sidewalk that goes across there too, to put that bridge back in some way. I would think that would be, it was a concrete abutment at both ends with with angle iron in there and concrete it down. It can be that simple.
I mean, I can see about just getting a sidewalk to cross the drainage ditch.
Yeah, I think, and maybe also we talk about cleaning up the right of way too. That down there, that right of way on that sidewalk is not in good shape. It needs to be cleaned up. I
But
don't know
the
who owns that
design of it, you cannot attach the guardrail to it.
No?
And if you look at the one side of it, you'll see that it's tweaked a little bit. I don't know if that was during installation or what, but if you go and look at it, and you look at the east side and you compare it to the west side, you'll see that one of those side walls is tweaked a little bit. And they're saying that box culvert is aluminum, and they built it there, and that it is not designed to hold the guardrail. So, and because I did check on guardrail.
This was brought up a problem when we first came on, we brought that
I think
particular
it was
bridge.
probably one of
on.
the first things that was thrown out on the table.
But we could do it in some other way. Is there some other way that we could
There
go
would
about
have to
doing it?
be a freestanding sidewalk, right?
When I'm talking about the sidewalk that has nothing to do with that bridge.
I don't know
There
how-
used to be a sidewalk that went across that ditch independently from that, and it can come back and be there again.
You can look at that and get it, I mean.
Yeah, we can look at an
I mean,
independent sidewalk going across there.
I'm not talking about on the bridge itself, I don't care about it, but if you know how that sidewalk used to be,
Yes,
yeah. And years gone by, when that bridge, when that was initially done like that, it was all encompassed into one concrete pour probably, but it doesn't have to be now, it could be its own independent pour.
I don't know why it got changed, I don't know.
I don't either.
Somebody wanted to save a buck or something, who knows, I don't know.
The group didn't fight hard enough to get it done the right way. Okay, next thing I have is, dump truck was out on Saturday, what was going on?
Andy Deno and myself was cleaning that highway right of way. So we had the backhoe out and the dump truck,
And why was that? Why were we cleaning it?
because it doesn't look attractive to the community, so we were cleaning it.
I guess I have a problem with the truck being out on Saturday.
We're not
I don't
getting,
look at your position as being that type of a position, Larry.
well, we're not getting paid, we're just concerned citizens, we're city employees, so we can use the equipment. So we were doing it. We volunteered our time and used the city dump truck.
I still don't agree with that.
Okay.
Police cars. There's 2 police cars at Emos for 2 hours on Sunday morning, and then a third one came in afterwards, somewhere along the line. What were they doing out there?
I don't have any idea. Were they all Farm City cars?
Yeah.
I don't know.
On what day?
On what?
Sunday.
Sunday morning?
Yep,
Okay.
I'd like to know about that.
Okay.
Do we have anything in the budget or can we plan for the budget for next year to add another employee to the water and sewer group? So woefully undermanned at this point.
Did you ask, what's
To
that?
which department?
I know the meter readers, there's way too much for 2 guys to be doing. And they're
Right.
not, so they're getting behind on stuff and all that due to that, so. And I know, we got Mitch with surgeries, things like that, but, I mean, I think, where are we at on that, I guess, because we need to get some more people in there.
We currently have an employee that has taken a leave of absence.
Right.
We have to honor that leave of absence and wait for his either return or retirement. Speaking of the EPA man came in, I asked him about the town besides Farnham City, and he said that 3 employees, 3 full-time employees, should be able to operate the department properly. Now, if you hire someone to come in now and the person who's on a leave of absence comes back, now you're gonna have 4 employees. If you think that we need 4 employees, then we can look for that 4th one. We have summer help that's doing the mowing at the both treatment plants. He's doing some of the light maintenance that he can do out there to help lighten the load. And we're kind of leaving it at that unless there's a change that you guys want to direct me on.
What about like looking at having a part-time person or something like that in the short term
To do what?
to help out with that department, those departments?
What about cross-training? Can we take somebody else from another department and bring them over there and they can help?
Some of the light plant guys, there again, Rick could help with this one. The light plant guys are helping read meters, which lightens the load. They've gone out, they've assisted in changing some of the meters. So there is that help. I just, currently with some of the things that have been evolved, unless you want to go into executive session, I think that the way it is, and we'll have an answer in early October on which direction we're going.
Okay.
So, I realize that maybe the two guys that are currently here have had to tough it out a little bit, but we've had to do what, under the advisement of what our city attorney has told us.
Okay. I think the reader meeting thing needs to be, I think we need to really start putting together about this remote read meter thing, electric and water both. Because, you know, you can have a police officer reading in one night, we got the thing set up in his car, from what I understand. Or one person can do it in half a day, you know, drive around the golf cart, before you can drive around the golf cart. Do that, there we go on that. But this meter reading needs to, we're in the 21st century, we need to get things squared away and do a little bit more efficient way.
And we are spending the money,
And-
it's just a slow process.
Well,
You know,
I think you need to sit there and get the program going and sit there and go after it, not just to sit there and hit and miss it. I think that's what we're doing right now, or at least that's the way I look at it. We're not getting things fixed that are down, for one thing, and haven't got a list to know how many are down. I like to have that list to know how many meters we do have down. I also like to have a codification book too. Okay.
They've been ordered, and I've asked her, and she's called them a couple times, so they've been ordered now for a good month.
But I think the meter reading really needs to, I think you really need to start working on that. I mean, all departments, the two major departments that have that, because we're gonna save ourselves money if we do that.
How many a year are we doing now?
How many a year?
Yeah, are we changing?
I don't know, when I went out there were like 4 or 5 cases of meters that had been sitting there, and
How many are you
I
getting?
think is there 12 in the case, Rick?
Of what?
Let's just say water meters.
Yeah, I believe the standard order at one time was 12 water meters at a time. And I ordered 12 electrics each month.
Well, I think it would be nice, and at least to the city manager, that maybe we discuss priorities, because we can give him, with the limited amount of people that we have, we can continue to give him as many priorities as possible. With the limited people that we have, and we're discussing on one hand, that we don't have enough people, on the other hand, that we need to make something a priority. As to the electric department, am I wrong on this? We have segregated those. I mean, if we are using people from the electric department, we're supposed to be paying the electric department
Water.
for their services, because the power department, we are paying for them through our rates. So if they are working on city time, as we discussed when we went through this whole rate increase, the city has to pay them. So, as you know, I want to get on this too. I want to get all the water problems taken care of. I want to get all the streets taken care of. I want to get all of this done, but I don't know where we're going to get all the money. So, if we have limited funds, we need to probably come together, and I will talk to maybe some, to the councilmen, and maybe we can come together on a Saturday morning and come up with a list of priorities to make sure that the city manager is on task on that. So, if not, it's just going to be a shotgun approach. So, any other non-agenda items? I have one, September 9th, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the American Legion. We will have an open meeting. Invite the press and the public and the city council to that. We'll be discussing the Casey Swartz project. Any other non-agenda items?
When is that?
September 9th on a Monday.
We got
It will be 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Tuesday or Monday?
It is a Monday. We've contacted lawyers, we've contacted the building, I've done everything I can to, I said it one day, and Unfortunately, didn't check, or I totally forgot about Heritage Days being on that day, so I had to reschedule it again. This is the only day that we can set it up to give the public enough notice and before our lawyer goes on an extended vacation. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
So, this is the day, September 9th, 6 PM to 7:30 PM. American Legion, the press, the public, and of course, our honored city council members are invited, as well as the city manager and our city's lawyer. We hope to hear from the public. I believe that the city council needs to hear from the public before it makes any decisions going forward. So, any other non-agenda items? We would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Call it.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Harden?
Yes.
Klein?
Yes.
McKinley?
Yes.
Pearl?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I appreciate all of your time.